Ashley Johnson.
I'm Nathan Johnson.
And we've been married since 2006. When me and Nathan first got married, we rented an apartment in Uptown. And after about a year and a half, we realized that we were ready to buy our first home. So we settled in Minnetonka, where we found a nice foreclosure. We were very ambitious. We thought that we would find a nice foreclosure and flip it because my husband is a plumber. He's in the trade. We knew we could do a lot of the work for ourselves. When we bought our house, it was pretty desolate.
Yeah, it was, we thought we were in over our heads, but once we kind of tore into things and kind of pictured where we wanted certain rooms and bathrooms and different ideas with everything, it kind of all fell in place. Kind of realized, our differences with, colors and certain items, but we worked through it and, it just turned out to be the best thing for us by buying a foreclosure and really putting our personalities into the house.
I will say that when we bought the house, we had a goal up front to not take out any construction loans, so we decided we'd try to do everything out of pocket. Well, as you can imagine, our house came with no kitchen, no finished basement,
no backyard.
No backyard, there was no grass, there was no driveway, it was a complete remodel. So ideally we wanted to finish the house within 2 years. That was kind of the goal we set out from. And I can honestly say that we owned it for 6 years and there's still projects to be done. So it for sure was a lot of work. It really cut into our personal budget, of course. You can imagine we pretty much put all of our additional assets into our home. And it was a lot of work, and with Minnesota winters, you can only do landscaping and outside projects for a short amount of time. And then in the winters, we'd again go inside the house and refocus on each specific room. So by the end, we completely redid the kitchen, which took months. There was even a point where we were washing dishes in the bathtub for a couple months. So it was...
And we slept in the kitchen for about 2 months.
Yep, when we got our hardwood floors redone, which we decided to do ourselves to try to save a lot of money. We had our bed, our dresser, our TV stand, and our dog all in the kitchen in our queen-size bed, and I was 8 months pregnant. So it was the middle of January. It was an experience, to say the least. I would definitely not recommend it. So I guess what I would suggest, if you're ever considering flipping a home, just really realize that it's going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it took us years to do it, and we did a lot of the work ourselves, which helped us save money because we were a young newlywed couple. But by the time we were done, we're pretty much an old married couple. It took so long.
Yep.
So I would for sure look at using contractors and look at using something where it just maybe needs cosmetic updates if you're really not willing to bite off more than you can chew, because it was an experience, and we're honestly just happy to be selling it now and be done with it and just go find a new home and start a new life where it's going to be home construction free. I think we're glad we did it, but now that we have 2 kids and we're in a new phase of our life, we probably wouldn't do it again.
What we liked about David Olson was his personality. He was outgoing, he was very friendly, knowledgeable, and just really walked us through the whole process.
You can tell that he puts a lot of time into being very dedicated to his job. Every time I would call or text him, I get a response immediately. I just love that he's very into social media. He seems to think outside the box, yet while respecting kind of our goals and really putting what our needs are in the forefront. So we really appreciate that about him.